pitch a new show for Aaron Sorkin to make.
So it's called The Right Wing.
Yep.
I'm going to introduce the characters. President Girth Stanley. He's a silver-haired former oil executive with a PhD in guts and determination. He's a quietly devout Episcopalian who prefers to keep such matters private and not public. His chief of staff, Prince Bannister, is a smarmy, southern, effeminate hardliner who drags the president back to a right-wing position, but he loses as often as he wins, and he's our main antagonist.
Is he an actual prince?
No, that's his name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking that we don't have princes in America now.
Press Secretary Bliss Delahunty is a blonde, doe-eyed 22-year-old genius from Liberty Bible College who is Stanley's sounding board. She has a daddy crush on him naturally. She is supple and not too mouthy. And Treasury Secretary Yecheskel Gesundheit is a Jew who looks after presidential gold. Okay, I'm going to set up an episode for you. ISSI, or ISI, which is ISIS in this universe, because they always have to change the name.
ISI?
So, yeah, ISI, the Islamic State in Syria and Iraq, have captured an American warship and are holding the men and women, size prince with an eye roll, hostage. Stanley and Bannister have a war of words over which is more important, the potential loss of lives or the potential loss of a $35 billion piece of war equipment. Stanley determines the former would be worse, but make sure to hammer home that they want that ship back undamaged.
Yeah, good.
Behind the scenes, Stanley's friend on the inside at Oil Corp helps out his old college buddy by getting him the number of a Saudi prince with ties to ISI. But the executive makes it clear that he wants a subsidy that's been hung up in process to get passed, and Stanley laughs it off. Was there ever any doubt? They laugh heartily and make a golf date. Meanwhile, in Congress, vicious and much shorter Democrats are calling for the president's head. Stanley addresses Congress, insisting that he has the situation under control, but it turns out they're not even concerned about the ship and all of the patriots on board. They want zebras to be recognized as citizens. Stanley puts his foot down with a stirring 6-minute speech about the primacy of the human soul and the relative degeneracy of zebras. The Democrats stand and deliver a slow clap, except for Congressman Zebra D. New York. Stanley has Bannister make the call to the ISI commander, with whom he promptly gets into a fight. The ISI commander finally pushes the wrong button when he calls Stanley a cuck to Gesundheit and his Zionist hounds. Bannister calls in a nuclear strike on the ship, but Gesundheit refuses to release the money needed for such an action. They escalate the issue to the president, who's the only one who can fix it. Stanley chuckles at the hot tempers of his alt-right and Abrahamic subordinates and decides to parachute onto the ship himself using his commando training to overcome the terrorists with ease.
Oh, he's a hero.
Yeah. He finishes them off and parties all night on the boat with Bliss, who allows him to go anal. He leaves the nerd shit to Prince and Heskel, who admit to a begrudging respect for each other's talents over a late-night meal of pizza, Chinese food, and beer and cigars and scotch. The end.
Put on your Pitchface